multiple times a day when someone just does something and there's just that one word that runs through my head. Like when you're standing at your locker and the hallway is completely empty, but at least 3 people still find the need to run into you. I just want to slam my locker and say, "Really?" When a nonprofit organization doesn't want you as a volunteer, but an actual business does, I just want to go up to the front desk at the library and say, "Really?" When you refuse to give the slackers in your French class the answers to the assignment and then they proceed to call you rude names, I just want to walk out of the room and say, "Really?" When people ask me if I read a lot of books, I just want to say, "Really?" When you're behind a bunch of slow walkers and then they spread out into a giant amoeba, I just want to push past them and say, "Really?" When you're explaining something completely competently and politely to an adult and they just look at you like you're retarded, I want to say, "Really?" When there's a lovely breeze outside and you throw open your windows to let it in, but then your neighbor decides that it's a good time to build a gigantic bookshelf with this extremely loud table saw, I just want to go over there, unplug the stupid thing, and say, "Really?" When you go into the girls' bathroom to take a pee, but you can't even get to the stalls because there's a huge horde of girls standing there staring at themselves in the mirror like freaking Narcissus, I just want to go up to them, rip the lip gloss out of their hands, and say, "Really?" When you take your knitting out of your bag and you start working on it and there's that one idiot who says, "You really like knitting, don't you?" I just want to say, "Really?" When someone posts 30 one-word MySpace bulletins in a row, I just want to virtually say, "Really?" When people call me grandma, "Really?" When the creepy substitute teacher insists on telling the class a story about a principal who makes his students stick their hands in a bag of poop while you're trying to work, I just want to go up to him, rip the newspaper out of his hands, and say, "Really?" When Target hires the Jonas Brothers to cover a perfectly good Beatles song, I just want to write them a letter that says, "Really?"